Okay, so this is part 3 and it's the last part for this week. So far, in part 1, we talked about the place value system, how our numbers can be represented in blocks or block form, where we build it, unit form, where we show that we understand it, and standard form, just the way that we see it and say it. Then in part 2, we talked about how after we see it and say it, we can also spell it out into word form. Now, this part is just about expanded form, and this is really honestly, I think this is like the most hard one, but it's not actually that difficult if you take your time and you're really methodical in how you do it. So before we get started in the actual math, we have to understand what the word expand means. If I expand something, I'm typically stretching it out. So if you think about a rubber band, like a gum band, if you hold it the way it is, it's all kind of tight together, but you can expand it by stretching it out. The elastic in the waistband of a pair of pants, when you pull them on, that elastic expands or it stretches. So anything that stretches out also expands. So we can expand out our numbers as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn how we expand our numbers to show the value of each and every single digit within the number. Okay, you've kind of already done this in unit form because unit form can help us with our expanded form. So if I have this number, 345, if I write it in expanded form, I have 3 hundreds, I have 4 tens, and I have 5 ones. That makes it easy for me because I know that 3 hundreds is worth 300. So 300 plus 4 tens equals 40, plus 5 ones equals 5. So 345 can be written in expanded form as 300 plus 40 plus 5 equals 345. What I did was I took my number and I expanded it, or I stretched it out so that you could see, what's this 3 really worth? It's really worth 300. What's this 4 really worth? It's worth 40. And what's this 5 really worth? It's worth 5. And when I put it all together, it makes 345. Not too difficult. You just have to take your time so that you don't mess up your values. Let's do another. Okay, so I've got to write this in unit form. So I've got 2 thousands. I've got 4 hundreds. I've got 6 tens. And I've got 3 ones. So what is 2 thousands worth? It's worth 2,000. And I add that to, what is 4 hundreds worth? It's worth 400. What's 6 tens? That's 60. And 3 ones is 3. So altogether that makes, I'm going to go down here to the next line so I have space, 2,463. So I took this number and I stretched it out. This is 2,000, this is 400, this is 60, and that's 3. One more time. 4,972, that's 4 thousands. Or 4,000. 9 hundreds. Or 900. 2 tens. Or 20. And 7 ones. Or 7. And altogether that equals 4,927. So really what I do is I'm taking my number that's in standard form and I'm expanding it into an addition sentence that shows every single digit and what it's worth. All right, I want you to do this one. Pause, work it, come back and check. So if you broke it down, you have 1,000 right here, 4 hundreds, 0 tens, and 8 ones. Now, you might have written it this way. 1,000 plus 400 plus 0 plus 8. That would be correct. You might have written it this way. 1,000 plus 400 plus 8. That would also be correct. Remember, when there's a 0, we generally don't need to reference it. We only need it in our standard form. It has to be in the standard form or else the number gets messed up. So you can write this either way. Both of these would be considered correct. Okay, now I want you to do this one. Pause, work it, come back and check. So I broke it down. I've got 9 thousands, 0 hundreds, 0 tens, 1 1. So that's 9,000 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1, or 9,000 plus 1. Both of those are correct. So now I want to show you one different strategy. We can also decompose the number without actually doing the unit form method. And I tend to look at it like an upside down ladder. You'll see why. So I go digit by digit. So I start with 400. 400 is worth it's not 400, 4,000. That's worth 4,000. Okay, then I move over. Bring it straight down. It's worth 300. Then I move over. Bring it straight down. It's worth 90. Then I move over. Bring it straight down. It's worth 2. So it's easy to write out 4,000 plus 300 plus 90 plus 2 equals 4,392. What I did was I just did digit by digit and kind of slide it down, and then you kind of fill the rest of the row up with zeros. Slide it down, fill the rest with zeros. Slide it down, fill it up with zeros, slide it down. So you end up with kind of this upside down staircase. Let's do another one of those. So I'm going to start with the 5. 5, fill it up. 6, see how it goes straight down? Fill it up. 0. And 3. So now I can write it out. 5,000 plus 600 plus 0 plus 3 equals 5,603. Remember, I could also write it as 5,000 plus 600 plus 3 because I can ignore the 0. See how my staircase made sure that I didn't miss anything? Helps me to keep organized. It's kind of like a graphic organizer I create for myself. All right, you do this one, pause, come back and check. So I stacked it up. I started with 9,000, and then I had my 800, my 40, and my 1. So then when I had all those values, I was able to expand that whole number out into 9,000 plus 800 plus 40 plus 1 equals 9,841. Okay, that's it. You're going to go back, you're going to do part 3 of your slideshow, and then you are done with your math for the week. Remember, you can always do iReady for more practice, and we want you to be doing about 60 minutes a week. You also need to be practicing those math facts, so make sure that you're doing that on some website, or using flashcards, or using dice, or there's bunches of apps you can download to practice your math facts. You need to know them, know them, know them. All right, see you later, alligators.